fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands.
Hello everybody and welcome back to part 2 of the wood cabinet tutorial. In this episode we are going to be rigging the drawers, so be prepared. It can seem like a bit overwhelming at points, and I tell you it's not. Sometimes it feels that way though. It did for me, definitely, but let's get into it. So as you can see, this is what we're going to be doing, is rigging a bone to the drawer. So go ahead and go to your armature, insert a bone, and then place the bone right at the handle of the drawer. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you definitely have to put it to the drawer you're working with. So here we are going to add a driver. We're going to set the expression to a negative. We're going to do the object to the armature or the bone. Then we're going to add a location constraint. So we're going to click the Y's because we only want it to work on the Y axis. But first we need to apply the scale, rotation, and location, just so it's all zeroed out. So you can see it's all zeros. So now when we move the bottom one forward, it's going to move the bone with it. And then we're going to parent the drawer to the bone. So wherever the bone moves, the drawer is going to move. We're also going to do effect transformation and set it to local space. So here you can see me, I'm adjusting it. I need it to the parameters where it's not going to be out, falling out, but it's definitely going to be there. So now moving the top bit, it's a little bit of, playing with it to see what works. As you can see, I'm pressing G. It's not moving anywhere. This is just a trial and error of it. So again, like I said in the last video, I'm just going to post the raw footage of it. You can see that I am starting to kind of get it there. But yeah, just play around with it. Sometimes it bugs out. I don't know why. But you can see that one's working fine, but then I click back to this one, and it's like an invisible force field, right? So when you move it with one, it might push it to the left, and to the other one might to the right, or sometimes you won't be able to tell until you actually move it yourself. So here I realized, okay, I'm just going to put it back at 0, and then I'm going to move the bottom one. So the bottom one of the Y section is going to be how it moves back and forth. But you can see I'm still having a little bit of trouble with it. Set it to world space, nothing, but then I set it back to local spacing, still nothing. And this is just a raw footage, a trial and error. Again, we all make mistakes. This is just a learning process. This has definitely taught me a lot. So I want to help teach everybody else as well, or people who are willing to learn. And that's probably why you're here. But you can see it's still not working correctly. That one's working, but the space is off, and that's what I don't like. So I just kind of just keep playing around with it, see what's working. So I set that one back to 0, and I set this one to negative 1.39, and also it starts working. Why? No clue. But that is the magic number, or at least me. You might have a different number depending on what's going on. So now from here, it kind of just becomes easy. I just kind of duplicate it, and then I just kind of move everything on the y-axis or the z-axis just so I can see what's happening, and then you just parent it to the coinciding drawer. Right, so you can see that it's moving up and down. So I'm like, cool. You can again just kind of get as close as you can to where you need it to be. I found out that if you kind of put them around the same number or even not even close, they just locked it in place. So you can see I moved it with the z-axis, didn't go nowhere. So I just parent the drawer to the bone with keep transformation, and it's perfect. So again, I went to the middle one that I know that's the bone that was working, and then I just drag it down on the y-axis. Again, doesn't move on the z. So sorry, I drag it down on the z-axis, it doesn't move on the z. So from here, we're just going to, again, implement the same numbers. So we're going to parent it. And I'm just trying to get it like just right. This is why I moved the handle a little bit up, just because some of the cabinets that I did see, the handle at the bottom is never like in the center. Just for ease of access, they'll put it a little bit higher. So that's where I kind of moved it up. And then again, just letting it be, parenting the drawer to the bone, and there you have it. So now when you move it on the y-axis, it's not going to go any farther than what your parameters are set to in the location constraint. So here we're going to add an empty, drag that up to the base, and then we're going to scale it just so it could fit right in there. So if you ever, have this as an asset pack, it'll just drag and drop right in, and it'll be flat with the ground. So I tried to apply the location because you can see this is what happens. So I just said, whatever, just leave it as is. So I'm just scaling it to fit the cabinet inside the empty. And then for parenting, you parent the bones to the empty. And of course you do the keep transform. And you can see they move with the empty now. So then just do that for the rest of the parts. So just parent it to the empty. And now the whole thing moves based on the empty. It doesn't matter which way it's facing. So see, this is why I saw a mistake on the y-axis, or the z-axis, I'm sorry. So I just try to put it back to where it wasn't moving. So I just drag that one down, and then I moved the top set of numbers so it made even. So just everything still set to 0. You can see there's still a little bit of movement and play. So I just dragged it to as high as it can go. And then I just moved the sliders so it was where it needs to be. And you can see now it's perfect. Slides out just right. So here I realized that that drawer was doing something funky. So I just made sure it was parented to it, which it was, but you can see it's still like kind of sliding around there. And nothing really kind of changed between any of them. So it was kind of confusing me on why that was happening. You can see as I move it now on the y-axis, that kind of moves off in a diagonal. So I added a driver to it. I just made sure it was parented to the right one, which it was. It was still giving me the same issue. So when I drag it on the y-axis, it just was being weird. So what I did is I ended up just deleting the driver. So for some reason, the driver was being weird. So I just, you know what? Let's just get rid of it and see what happens. I accidentally added the driver to the Z, which was definitely my mistake. But I deleted that one. Then I deleted that driver as well. And that seemed to fix the issue. So now it's not going anywhere else. So, I mean, if that's what worked, it worked. Trial and error. The fun with, doing 3D. But as you can see, it's now connected to the empty. So no matter what direction it's going in, it's only going to go the parameter set. So I just put everything back to where it was, facing in the proper directions. And now we can get into shading. Ooh. So in the next video, we are just going to start doing the shading and putting the materials together. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the next one.
Fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the